All right, bougie boss moms, let me double down and explain a little bit more about ThreadsBot's cartoon. So guys, look, not only can you use ThreadsBot's cartoon for your personal endeavors of impressing your kids and perhaps making it a good present for Father's Day to be able to create cartoons to impress your kids, but guess what? You could also use it for other use cases. I'm going to go ahead and describe in specific details what exactly we're using it for as part of my talent agency, Freedom Fusion Systems. So this way you can learn how valuable this is for your business. And like literally, guys, you're going to start using it and you're going to be like, damn, I really want to apply this for this use case as well. And of course, it doesn't really necessarily have to be Family Guy. It could be any other kind of characters, but Family Guy is a good example to relate to, because other people relate to, and you always want to pick something that other people relate to. Otherwise, you're gonna have crickets. So, guys, look, here's how it works. Essentially, what we do as part of our talent agency, we have this Freedom Fusion System CRM. So it runs on a platform trusted by thousands of businesses, successful businesses, and inside of that platform, we have recurring social posts across all social platforms, literally just automatically on cruise control. Constantly what they're doing is promoting our workshops across all sorts of socials. They're just promoting in combination of video, in combination with all sorts of QR codes, all sorts of best practices in order to give signals to Google, in order to give signals to all of those different platforms that we exist and those workshops exist. And this is happening behind the scenes constantly. Now, the thing is, how do you actually include a topic that is constantly changing every workshop? What is the best way to do that? And of course, the solution that we came up with is to use ThreadsBot's cartoon to generate a topic workshop for what we're going to be covering in the workshop. So Stewie and Peter communicate with one another. All I got to do is just I tell my feudal hustler, okay, what are you going to be doing for the next workshop? The feudal hustler, by the way, is constantly reminded automatically, as I have a Trello board. Inside of that Trello board, I have a task assigned to a feudal hustler, and the feudal hustler obviously getting reminded to come back and every week and specify what the pain point, what the desire, what is the topic going to be all about, and all of this gets generated automatically just from the Google Sheet. So of course, there's ThreadsBot's cartoon is just one Google Sheet. We have several additional Google Sheets that are literally like have all those other fields that I just discussed. But the idea is simple. We have a funnel page on Freedom Fusion System. That funnel page is connected to another page which has a form and whatnot that doesn't change much. And that form, when you fill out that form, a bunch of email nurturing campaigns get kicked in. Those email nurturing campaigns not only are static-based campaigns, but they're also dynamic-based campaigns based on whatever the topic that we're discussing in this particular workshop. So this way, the person who is joining the workshop knows throughout the week, with every email, 1 day before, 2 days, 3 days before, 30 minutes before the workshop, of what exactly the workshop is going to be all about. But how do we reinforce this? How do we make this in a way that sticks and maximize the chances of people joining those workshops? What we do, we include that cartoon, so that cartoon gets injected into the funnel itself. So we have Freedom Fusion System CRM, and inside of that CRM we have a page, we have a funnel. Inside of that funnel, it talks about feudal system, it talks about Freedom Fusion Flip, the style of workshops that we run that helps people grow their feudal kingdom and either flip it or keep it. And that feudal kingdom could be anything, but our hyper focus for the feudal hustler who's running this particular Freedom Fusion Flip style workshop is all about AI content-driven automations. Other feudal hustlers are running workshops that are also Freedom Fusion Flip style of either flipping or keeping feudal kingdom, but across different feudal incubators. For example, one feudal incubator could be Freedom Fusion Digital, Freedom Fusion Pitch, Freedom Fusion Content. So obviously, guys, that consistent style of workshop, Freedom Fusion Flip, that is specific for the feudal system framework, that helps people will grow their feudal kingdom and become the feudal lord. That's constantly being reinforced across all of those different types of feudal hustlers, across different feudal incubators. So that level of consistency gets carried over into that cartoon that constantly communicates, reintroduces that feudal system framework concept throughout every advertisement that goes out, and that is automatically pre-baked. So the entire system, feudal system framework, is pre-baked into that cartoon, and that gets embedded into the funnel page on Freedom Fusion System CRM that shows and advertises this whole kind of workshop, what it's all about, including the latest topic of what it covers. That page is what gets blasted and shown on the videos across other platforms, in combination with Stewie and Peter communicating back and forth. That all happens dynamically, and because of infinite nature of how many different automations and how many different things that feudal hustlers are working on, they always have a topic to talk about. They never run out of topics. Why? Because every day AI evolves, every day there's something new, and every day there's something to talk about. What happens in those workshops? This is where moms learn all those crazy ways for how to grow their feudal kingdom and either keep it or flip it. Then if flip it, then rinse and repeat and do it again. So guys, this becomes very interesting concept when you have fully operationalized business on a platter and ready to go. And that's exactly what we do as part of our Freedom Fusion System talent agency. We spun up those different types of businesses, those different feudal kingdoms. We help moms over 40 learn how to spin them up and get connected with other side hustlers who are willing to help such moms grow the feudal kingdom based on the feudal system framework, where you no longer need to pay any money for any kind of broke freelancers who obviously won't do anything anywhere near remotely near to the level of what the skilled side hustlers with thread stacking skills can do for you. Why? Because they're tied into the feudal system. They're tied into the feudal incubator training. They have those AI content-driven automations, those Freedom Fusion automations that can produce a big punch for your brand, for your feudal kingdom, and they know how to use them. You will never, ever, ever be able to get that from a typical freelancer. Just imagine you hired a freelancer, what do they got to do? They won't even know where to start. Let's just put it this way. They'll tell you, oh, well, you need to create an SEO site. You create it and you get crickets. That is not where the direction is. That's not the direction of where you want to take that company in. That doesn't mean that you should use freelancers. You should, in combination with trained thread stacking micro influencers, whoever they are. It could be other moms, or it could be powerful side hustlers from overseas, whoever they are. We set no limits, make it easy for you guys to pick the right side hustler as part of our talent agency, who you can squabble up with to help you grow your feudal kingdom. So this way you could have similar routine, similar style of representation for your company. Now, many of you will say, well, Rome, how can you make like 10 to 20 to 30, 40 pieces of content per day? Well, guys, systems. I see a lot of experts on, cybersecurity experts complaining that they can't generate a lot of videos. Well, congratulations, you got played. You only focused on cybersecurity. What you really want to be focusing on is hybrid skills that are not taught in college, which is thread stacking and, of course, AI content-driven automations with psychology and all sorts of bells and whistles when it comes to selling on TikTok, Amazon, and across socials. So that is the hybrid skill. Now, many of you guys are probably wondering, how do I learn them? What can I do to send my kids over and learn those hybrid skills? You could send them to feudal incubators to learn. Learning those things in school is no longer an option. A concept of testing people for grade level A or B is going down the drain. That is now no longer the most effective way to learn. Take it from me, former certified math teacher for the state of Connecticut, full stack cybersecurity and cloud engineer, 21st century freedom writer, telling you exactly that this is not effective anymore. So the new style of learning needs to be introduced, and that new style of learning needs to be based on the feudal system framework, where your kids must learn, reflect, execute, and eventually mentor, while squashing atomic habits across multiple and promoting their feudal kingdom across multiple platforms, are trying to become that feudal lord, and by serving other feudal lords. And one day they get to become either a digital or physical feudal lord. But the idea is that is the new era, guys. That's the way to go. If you guys want to learn more, DM the word path.